This is game number 1. To play, make up 21 games. Explain the rules to all of them in 5 minutes. Game number 2, 50-50. Go around a circle of like 8 people. Take turns to come up with a moral dilemma. Each time, everyone votes on what they would do. When it's your turn to come up with a dilemma, you want to split as close to 50-50 as you can get. Like, you get penalty points for missing out. If you get a vote of 6-4, you get 2 penalty points. In a car park, for the next game, every car is a sleeping monster. If a car sees you, you will die. The headlights are their eyes. 2 people look up at the sky in a big city just before the stars come out. One takes the left side of the sky, the other takes the right. First to spot a star in their side gets a point. Now divide the starless half of the sky between you and play again. Keep going until you've spotted 5 stars between you. Scatter a deck of cards face up on a table. On your turn, put one hand on an ace and leave it there. On your next turn, put your other hand on a 2 and leave it there. Next turn, move your first hand to a 3. First person to get to a king wins, but if you touch another player on your turn, you have to take your hand back and miss that turn. Spread sports cones all around a small park. Move in turns, 1 step at a time. You're trying to collect as many cones as you can, but you can only step in shadows. If you step in light, you're out. You can make deals like get someone to stay still so you can step in their shadow in exchange for a cone. But you don't need to keep your promises. Play Joust, but with ice cream. Only the winner eats. Load the Wikipedia random article page 4 times. These must be the titles of your next 4 games. Which brings us to list of highways numbered 195. See if you can remember 195 distinct streets that you've walked down. You don't need their names, but you need a distinguishing feature and someone you were there with. Make a list. Write it down. Heaven Sent Brandy is the smallest dog in the world. Imagine a cute picture of a tiny dog. I don't know, a dog in a red teacup. Do an image search for that phrase. If the first 10 rows of results include one and only one picture of whatever it was you said, then you win. Play this game with someone you like to kiss. Secretly come up with a weird kiss you'd like them to do. Blow a raspberry on your forehead, like poke their tongue against yours through their cheek, whatever. Pretend to be asleep until they wake you with this magical kiss. Make mumbly approving and disapproving noises to help guide them. It's a bit like 20 questions. Take 3 sentences from Lord of the Rings and 3 from the worst fanfic you can find. Run them all through an English to Swedish translator and back a few times. See if your friends can tell the difference. Choose a skill you have that you're slowly losing. For the next year, you get a point every time you use that skill, as long as you're worse at it than you were the time before. If you use a skill too often and accidentally improve, you're out. If you're in bed with someone else and they're asleep, but you're still awake, get a point for each time you make them rotate 90 degrees. You lose if they wake up. On the bus or in a cafe, listen to some people sitting behind you without looking at them. Based on the things they're saying and the social dynamics of the conversation, figure out which one you think is prettiest. Turn around and see if you were right. If you menstruate, next time you get your period, go to the shower. Splatter a handful of blood on the tiles. You want some normal blood and some globby bits. For stage 2, you want to wash the normal blood away, but leave the globby bits. If your shower's on a cord, you can use that, otherwise you'll have to wee. Close your eyes, turn the shower on or start weeing until you think you're finished and open your eyes. You win if the globby bits and only the globby bits remain. These next 2 games are from Friends. This is from Lyndon Vongsathorn and Chris Day. The person who spots a Christmas tree latest into the new year wins. The record is August. And this is from Stephen Lavelle. Choose one room in the house. For the next hour, you may only turn around when you're standing in that room. Get a page of newspaper and cut through it 4 or 5 times. Choose one of the pieces. Copy out every word on that piece that you've cut into but can still read. Piece them together into a sentence. What friend does it remind you most? Text it to them. Write a story. Get 10 pieces of paper and write an ending on each one. Some good endings, some bad endings. Screw them up so you don't know which is which. Throw them at a target. Whichever ends up closest to the middle of the target is how the story ends. Go to a pebble beach, pick up a stone, hold it in your hand. Look at it really closely. Notice every little thing about the stone. Make yourself care about it. Now throw it as far down the beach as you can. Do not try to find your stone. That would be ridiculous. It's impossible. It's just a stone. There are literally millions of them. You win if you made yourself care enough about the stone that you feel sad when you lose it forever. Thank you.